Okay, welcome everybody. It's awesome to see you today. We got a ton of people still coming in. Take a second and say hello in the chat. I see some of you guys are getting rolling on that. Christy, good to see you. You're the first one to say hello, I think. Tell us what city and state you're in. That'll be the start of your networking because every time we do Zoom, what happens in the chat is like a gold mine. So it is a great place to say hello and connect and build your network. Sam Ricci, it is awesome to see you. Getting ready to do your second deal maker. Christy, you're up in Delaware. I love it. All right. Oklahoma, Arizona, Punta Gorda, Oklahoma City. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, Delray Beach, Houston, Stafford, South Bend, Indiana. Oh, you're not in Ottawa right now. Wow. We have a lot of people on here, Jeff Watson. Look at this.
I see
Love it.
that. That's
Woo!
exciting. Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. And more coming in. Okay. We're going to have a good time today because that's always one of my goals on Zoom is we're gonna get better together, stronger together. But we're also going to have a lot of fun. So as everyone's coming in, Robert, you've got your first deal maker in Charlotte next week. Give us a little update on that, please.
Yeah, we're excited about that. You can hear me okay? Hi,
Yeah,
everybody.
you look good, sound good.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited about it. Yeah, we hit our goal for how many people coming in. We set it for 20 to 25 people. I think we're just over that number now. It's going to be our first one hosting. We're going to start doing them monthly. Invite anybody who's in the area, please come along. Come and we're going to be over at the Lake House on Lake Norman for our first one. Go to charlotte-dealmakers.com and take a look at the info to come there. We're very excited.
Good.
Proud to be part of the group and being one of the newest members coming on here. It's nerve-wracking. It's frightening to do, but you got to just go through it and just get it done. So I'm really excited.
Hey, I love that you're transparent enough to admit that. That is the
Mostly
deal maker
nervous,
way
mostly
right
nervous,
there.
excited. But yes, but definitely nervous, excited. But hey, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be because this is a great group, and I think we got some great people here. So we're just gonna let it flow.
Love it. Thanks for saying hello. We still got more and more and more people coming in, which is amazing. So last week, you probably saw the news that we had a brand new executive order like fall out of the sky. And it was about alternate investing in 401k plans, not self-directed IRAs, but regular 401k plans. So I remember, Jeff, I texted you. I don't think you had heard it yet.
I hadn't.
And you're like, what is going on? And I was on my boat when I was texting you. I was reading it, and that's why I couldn't call you immediately. But you're like, call me. I'm like, I can't right now. So I was out on the water. You've been on my boat, but I called you when I came in, and you're like, we're going to do a Zoom. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. In between when I texted you, call me, and you said I can't, I
Yeah.
immediately started researching, pulled the
Yes.
order up,
This
and
meeting
read
is
it,
being recorded.
and just went, I'm so excited, I can't hide it. That was the theme song blaring in my brain. I'm just like, this is fantastic. Yeah.
Big.
I mean,
Big opportunity.
well, and Jim, let me just set the stage here, okay?
All right.
This is 2025. Less than 4 years ago, the self-directed IRA industry as a whole was facing an existential crisis with the Build Back Better bill. And in 4 years, with a different Congress, a different administration, we are now seeing a 180-degree pivot where now we have our president telling the Secretary of Commerce and the Secretary of the Department of Labor saying, go make these investments available to more people.
Yep. What a change. That's a good lead in.
It is radically different. And it is a time, and we're going to talk about this, Jim. This is a time of the great, the bad, and the downright ugly. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, when these rules come out, it is going to be absolutely crucial that you are a leader in your community, that you are an authoritative voice on how to do this in your community, because hundreds of people that have never heard of this before are now going to have this offered to them, pitched to them, told to them, sold to them. And you need to be with the heart of a teacher, that patient, wise expert that says, let me tell you what I know. Let me introduce you to the people that I know. Let me show you the resources and guide these people so that we can make it great.
I love it. So that's a good little intro. I love that. Make sure you guys are saying hello in the chat box. Tell us what city and state you're joining us from. Bill Cook, good to see you. I have to call Bill every time I want to talk to him because he doesn't like to text like I do. But Bill Cook, it is always awesome to be hanging out with you. I have to keep muting some people here. Jeff, you're gonna have to unmute in a second.
Okay.
Because I can mute everybody. There. All right, just unmute. Thanks.
There we go.
Yeah, looking good. Hey, I want to also welcome my Inner Circle group. If you're part of my Inner Circle group, raise your hand, say I'm in or something in the chat box so I can see you. Bill, good to see you from beautiful Indiana, and dozens more. So it's great to be with you guys. As you know, last week in Inner Circle, we had Jeff. Jeff was on with us, this is like the perfect follow-up to last week's Inner Circle Zoom. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. We are being given an opportunity to distinguish ourselves in the marketplace. And when I say we, I'm talking about all 130 people that have been logged onto this thing so far.
Yep.
You are going to become the authoritative voice and expert in your community. Vineet, I'm talking to you. Joanna, I'm talking to you. Wendy, I'm talking to you. You know, I'm not just talking to the Bill Cooks and the Tom Nardones and the Jim Ingersolls of this world. I'm talking to the Kevin Flowers and the Junior Martins and everybody else, that you've got a group of people that pay attention to you. And it is going to be absolutely crucial that if you want to build a team, if you want to build a legacy, if you want to build financial resources like you've never had before, where you now have people that have got thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars trapped in 401k plans that are stuck between the boring and the ugly, and they now have a chance to move some of that over. And I'm going to go over, Jim, if you let me, I'm going to go over some of the things that President Trump's put in writing that he wants people to put 401k money into. It's going, if you can't see it, your wood is wet and you need to see an eye doctor right now. I mean, if your fire's not ongoing and you can't see this, go cancel everything, go to the eye doctor, get your heart checked, get your head checked, get your ears checked. Come on, it's there.
Oh my gosh, you are fired up today. You are like feeling good. You must have just had some Chick-fil-A.
I have had a little bit of Chick-fil-A, but Jim, I am supposed to be on vacation.
Well, I know you are, but here you are.
And when I get done here, I'm actually going to finish packing my suitcase. And I'm going to go to the airport and I'm going to get on an airplane and I am going to head to where my happy place is. And I'm so excited. I am so
good.
Yeah.
Right after this, I am going to lunch with Wendy and a couple friends who are on Zoom right now. So I'll see all of you at Sergio's right after this. So it's going to be good. All right, I get
Go
like
ahead,
double
rub it
dose,
in, man.
but
Make me feel jealous.
it's going to be good. All right. Yes, Jane and everybody, great to see you. All right, so let's dig in, Jeff. Tell us a little bit about this. I mean, we see the headline, we get excited. The Trump accounts are cool too, but let's try to stay focused on this one for a little while.
Sure.
Give us a good summary.
Okay, so let's talk about what this is. This is the presidential executive order says democratizing access to alternative assets for 401k investors. Now, everybody's gonna be like, "Well, that's complicated." Well, let me break this down. Let's get the cookies right down on the middle countertop, okay? For purposes of this order, alternative assets means private market investments, including direct and indirect interest in equity, debt, or other financial instruments not traded on public exchanges. This is startup companies, folks. This is startup IRA-owned LLCs. My next one, Jim, this is the one that gets me just wiggling all over the place in excitement. Number two, direct and indirect interest in real estate, including debt instruments secured by direct and indirect interest in real estate. This is private lending from your retirement account, folks. Next,
From a regular employer plan 401k.
regular employer plan 401ks now being told the Secretary of the Treasury, and by the way, that man is the guy that wrote the order killing the Corporate Transparency Act. You think he's a good man? I know he's a great man.
Does
Okay?
anybody miss the CTA?
Oh, I'm so glad he killed that thing. I am so glad. I am so glad I got that op-ed written that got to the right desk, and along with 1,000 other voices, it got killed. I am so grateful. So we're looking at now corporate 401ks are now being told, they're now being told, make it available to where these people can lend money on real estate. Make it available where they can invest in ETFs that invest in cryptocurrency. Make it to where they can invest in directly and indirectly in projects financing infrastructure development. These are huge deals. Section 1.1 or Section 3.1 and point 2 and point 3 are the top three that are my favorites because it's cryptocurrency, it's private lending, and it's IRA-owned entities, startups, beginning companies, all sorts of things. It is just exciting, exciting, exciting. If you can't say syndications, if you can't say IRA-owned entities, and if you can't say private lending, and you're not excited, then you're in the wrong Zoom room.
All right. I'm glad you guys are telling us what you do. Emily Thompson, good to see you. You're an optometrist. Hopefully my glasses look okay. I got a little smudge right here. But you also are a smart doctor because you're doing a whole bunch of other awesome stuff.
Yep.
All right. So what do you think on like the timeline on this? It's easy to put out the EO to get it signed, but it's going to take a little bit of runway to really get it up and rolling, right?
He gave these two secretaries of these two members of the cabinet, he gave them 180 days to get these rules written and get these rules changed. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the 180 days seems like a long time to a lot of us. In some of these worlds, that's not much time. They've got a fire lit under them. They've got a fire lit under them. And I'm going to tell you right now, I had lunch with a dear friend last week. I looked at him and I said, please tell me you've got an ownership stake in this self-directed company that I really like working with. He's one of the smartest. My friend Tim is the smartest lawyer in America when it comes to IRAs owning cryptocurrency. No one has done more of it. No one has set up more of it. He's a pioneer. He knows it better than anybody else. I asked him, I said, please tell me you got an ownership stake. He says, I sure do. I said, you've just tripled in value overnight with that executive order. Because what's going to happen is companies like the iPlan Group, Camaplan, Advanta, and everybody else, they're going to be partnering up with the big funds, the Fidelities, the Vanguards, the State Streets, the T. Rowe Prices. Everybody else is going to be looking for these as the outsourced solution for what President Trump wants people to do. And if you know how to navigate this, if you already have a relationship with these companies, if you know what to do, you're going to be able to take all of your friends that are like, hey, this is pretty cool. What do I get to do? You're going to be that authoritative voice. You're going to be that guiding influence. You're going to be saying, hey, listen, this is where I get my education. This is what I do. These are the events I go to. These are the groups I pay attention to. When Advanta does something, when iPlan does something, when Camaplan, when Heritage, whatever it is, whatever companies you like, whenever they offer anything, that's when you want to start learning. Teach them that, get out there, become with the heart of a teacher. You're not looking for their money. You're looking to help people to put a deal to work.
That's the deal maker way right there.
It is.
That's worked for me for years. All right, so we're getting questions already about what's the future of self-directed IRA companies and things like that. Are there any?
Their value has just exploded. Their value has exploded. Their customer base is going to mushroom. That's what's going to happen.
And are there any custodian companies that are on Zoom right now? If so, just let me know in the chat, and we'd like to hear from you as well. I know Advanta and some of the others were maybe going to be on, but I'm not sure. So Jeff, what do you think will happen with these self-directed IRA companies? You think they're going to like partner up with like a Fidelity or somebody like that to be that. I like your perspective because you said they'll be the outsourced partner.
Yep. Yeah, because what will happen, and I've already seen this done a couple of times. Okay. We have for really high net worth individuals that were at the Schwabs and the Vanguards and the Fidelities, these companies would come over to Digital Trust, formerly known as Kingdom Trust, and say, hey, we would like to still see our 1% of assets under management, but we've got some high net worth customers that want to own cryptocurrency in their IRAs. Can you help us do it? And Digital, formerly known as Kingdom, was able to do it. And that's going to be the model that we're going to see. That's going to be the model we're going to see. So we're going to see the Vanguards, the Putnams, the Janices, the T. Rowe Prices, all of these companies finding partnerships with the Advantas, the iPlans, the Gamma plans, the UDirects, the Heritages, whatever.
So all of us that are with self-directed IRA companies right now, we stay where we're at. We actually, I think you lean into those relationships
Yes.
and
Yep.
put that money to work as you always do.
Yep.
Right?
Now here's where we're going. This is where you're going to be the deal maker. Let me be even more specific. This is where you're going to be the deal maker catalyst. You are going to be able to explain to your friends how to navigate the requirements of your particular custodian. Vineet knows how to work with Equity Trust. Okay. Tom Nardone knows how to work with Advanta. Bill Cook knows how to work with Larissa at Advanta. I know how to work with the iPlan group. It's those kind of things that when you know how to do these things, you're going to be that person that everybody in your community, all of your friends, Kevin Flowers in Detroit, all of your friends, when they say, hey, listen, I got some money in my Ford 401k plan. Can I do this and can I do that? Chrysler, GM, whatever. You're going to be like, yeah, here's how we do it.
Go, hurry up.
That's how we'll do this. That's what I see coming. Okay. And so what does this mean? What does this mean? This means
Yeah,
that
Jeff, I got to
you've
mute again. You're gonna have to unmute. Just give me a second.
Yeah. You've got to be.
Unmute. Sorry.
No, I understand. Jim, I understand.
it.
People log on and they don't realize
Yeah.
they're not muted. I got it. You're going to have to get your own education. You're going to have to continue feeding your own knowledge base, growing so that you can continue to lead your own little groups in your own little communities. You're going to have to do that. Now, what do the rules look like yet? I don't know. But what I see happening is we're going to see like fund of funds models. I think we're going to see where you're going to look out and the Vanguards of this world are going to be like, they're going to create an index fund of apartment syndications. They're going to go see if they can buy in on Anchor. They're going to see if they can go buy in on some of these Monarch and some of these other big operators that have just got a nationwide sterling reputation. They're going to see if they can buy in on them through some sort of a index fund, whatever. That's what I think we'll see. But a lot of this is going to be freeing up money and I think we're going to see a change in the rule regarding accredited investors. I think we'll see rules that say unaccredited investors are going to now be able to move into other things that they couldn't in the past, and so on. So this is where due diligence, your education, and I'm going to say it 3 more times. This is where your due diligence skills are going to be paramount, because the number of hucksters, con artists, and fraudsters are going to come out of the woodwork. You're going to be with all sorts of people with outrageous fees and unrealistic promises. And so you're going to have to be looking for the veterans. You're going to have to be looking for the tried and tested. And that's where everyone that's hearing my voice on this call, all 140, 150 people that have been on this Zoom so far, if you're hearing my voice, this is where you're going to come into play. Yes, Mike, exactly right. Caveat emptor, you got to do your own diligence, because guess what? You are responsible for you. Okay.
The opportunity is going to be big. I think this is perfect for deal makers though, Jeff, isn't it? Because we know we understand already, we're already like leap years ahead on how IRAs work for real estate.
Correct.
We understand the deal side of things as well. We know how to raise capital. We know how to deploy it and invest it safely.
Correct.
And we also know things like how to teach people how to do rollovers at discounts. I mean, that's one of your specialties, Jeff. So like all these things I think are going to come together.
Yeah.
By the way, is Tom Berry on? If you are, Tom, just unmute. We wanted to talk to you. I'm not sure. There's so many people on, Jeff. I can't hardly keep track, which is
Well,
awesome.
they keep coming on. They
I
keep
know.
coming
I
on,
love
which
it.
is fantastic.
And there's so many that are on phones that don't show in the slide, so it's all good. So, you want to open it up to questions, Jeff? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's take a few questions. It probably, whether they want to type them in or whether they want to unmute, that's fine. Raise your hand and unmute, whatever way you want to do it, Jim. I'll be happy to answer it.
All right, Giovanna, good to see you today as well from Dealmaker No Sotros, of course, in beautiful Atlanta.
Likewise, good to see you guys. I'm actually in Dallas today.
Oh, okay. Hey, by the way, if anybody is near Austin, I'm going to be there tomorrow night speaking at Dealmaker Central Texas. I think it's in Grapevine or Georgetown, whichever city is near Austin. That's where I'll be tomorrow night.
Grapevine is near Dallas, so it's going to be Georgetown.
So Georgetown, sorry. I'm flying into Austin tomorrow morning. Leave here from Richmond at 7. So I'm going to be there tomorrow night. If you're anywhere near Austin, come out and say hello. So
Hey,
who's got
Jim.
a question? Go ahead.
I do, Jim.
Take it away, Mike.
It's not exactly a question, but a couple weeks ago, you and I talked about our IRA trusts at our local bank. And I have the paperwork now. My bank is linking my IRA trust to a 2.5% account.
Good for you.
So when I figure out what exactly they've done, I can send you that paperwork.
What's the name of the bank?
It's a local bank in Putnam, Connecticut.
Excellent. Yeah, local
One way-
banks are best for trusts, I think.
What's that? Sorry?
I use a local bank as well called Chesapeake Bank here in Virginia, and they would not link mine to a money market account. So congratulations to you.
Well, when I find out exactly what they're doing, I'll let you know.
Alrighty.
The other thing is if the wheelchair guys could give me a call, that would be great, or get in touch with me.
Okay. Well, Wendy's on right now. She's one of the wheelchair gals. What do you need?
Well, I'm involved with a group, NGO in Tanzania that
Oh,
makes wheelchairs.
that is perfect. Wendy, you are like the Africa princess. Where did you go, Wendy? Just unmute real quick and give Mike your contact.
Hey, Mike, I'll put it in the chat. My
Okay,
contact.
thanks.
Wendy's our Africa global contact who I'm going to lunch with right after the Zoom. So that's perfect, Mike. Thank you. We're looking for
Great.
contacts.
Okay.
It's amazing. Love it.
I have a quick question for Jeff.
Bill, good to see you. How are you today?
Doing good. Hey, Jeff, I don't want to take much time.
You're good.
And how does this differ? So with those of us that have active 401ks in our self-directs, how does this affect us?
It
Like a
doesn't.
solo 401k.
It doesn't affect you. It just simply means that more people are now going to be able to do what you've already been doing.
So if I wanted to, let's say someone has more of a standard account, can this, are we talking about wraps?
We're talking about they can now put their money to work alongside of you, either as a wrap lender, co-lender, joint venture partner, whatever good, legitimate deal you can make a recommendation on.
And this is not IRAs, this is strictly 401ks, correct?
This is 401k, which means it's going to be 403b, etc. money. Yes.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
And think about the opportunity that I love doing wraps. Some of my co-lenders are on here right now. Thank you. Some of my borrowers are on here. Thank you.
Now,
But
Jim, I'm going to make
my
this comment.
opportunity to connect with more co-lenders is going to increase.
Oh, it's going to be phenomenal. Let me explain it like this. The self-directed IRA industry has probably about $100 billion in it. Okay?
B with a B. Billion
With a
with a
B.
B, not T.
100 billion with a B. About 10 to 15% of that is sitting in idle cash at these companies. All right? The 401k industry has approximately $20 trillion
With a T.
dollars with a T. If we get 1% of 1% to move into the self-directed, what a tsunami of capital. What a tsunami of capital. Are you going to be positioned to receive and direct and help co-lend and work with those people? That's the challenge.
And as a borrower investor, which I also am, think about the opportunity on that. And Jeff, you are as well.
Yes.
Think about your syndication right now. Jeff's trying to raise about $1 million. He can't say it, but I will. So if anybody wants to reach out to him,
Yeah, I've got a tremendous opportunity to how to make money and screw the IRS at the same time. If you want to know more, watsoninvested.com, watsoninvested.com.
So that's my plug for Jeff Watson.
Thank
but
you.
It'll be easier to raise capital for larger things like apartment complexes and stuff.
That's
like
why
that.
Trump wrote this executive order,
Yeah.
is because with the Fed taking $2 trillion plus out of the money supply over the last year and a half, there's been not as much liquidity to fill private equity deals. And so they're looking around going, well, where's all this money sitting? And we can move some of it out. And it'll help with the fact that some stocks are overvalued, because now we can move some of the pressure away from the stocks and we can move it into other things, and we can really start growing the real assets of this country. Brick and mortar, dirt.
Who on Zoom has a fund? I think it's going to be easy to raise capital for funds, don't you, Robert? With more opportunity opening up. What do you how do you feel about that right now, Robert?
So I'm glad. Thank you. I was about to raise my hand and ask a question anyway. This scares me a little bit. So I may be a little bit of the contrarian here.
That's okay.
And I think this is a question Jeff, for you there as well. In my years of running a fund and working with other investors, and yeah, as most of the people here know, just because you have monies and commas in the bank account doesn't necessarily mean it comes with a certain level of sophistication. There are people out there that I think that are going to get into these investments that are going to get, as you mentioned before, Jeff, there are going to be some people that are going to come out of the woodwork and just start some scams. I think this opens up to some fraud and abuses that are going to come in here. And there's really, not that I see any bright line for people to do any real due diligence. So the question comes, this market's going to open up. People with money are going to come in. Some people are going to get burned and some people are going to lose money. So what kind of liability is going to be on us, being those more sophisticated in the industry, if things go wrong, when they go wrong? How's it going to come
They
back?
do in the stock market every day as well, by the way, with
Yep, they
limited due
can.
diligence. So, but
But
Jeff, what
doesn't-
do you think? What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
how due diligence is going to be set up here, and what kind of liability is going to be on us for operators and fund managers, you think?
The same liability that's on you now. The same liability that's on you now will be there. And what the point I'm trying to make is, we already know what we're doing. We are already learning what to do and how to do it better. Some of you have been to events. Some of you are going to be going to What Box next month in Tampa, Florida. Some of you are going to be coming to the Dealmaker private lending event in Dallas in 2 months. Some of us are continuing to grow and build our education. That's what we need to keep building off of. We're going to have the same liability, the same responsibilities as before, but I want people to be able to say, listen, here's my track record. Look at me. This is promises. This is performance. You tell me which you want to go with. Do you want to go with performance or promises? Here's my wins. Here's my losses. Here's what they hope to do. You tell me where you want to go. We want to move over to Christy now with her question.
Yeah, Christy,
Did
unmute.
Jonathan give up, or because I think Jonathan has a question too.
All right, Christy, you go first, then Jonathan. You can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good to see you, Christy. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good to see you all.
You too.
I have kind of a similar question, I guess, just from a different perspective. So if I'm thinking about friends and family that I know that have 401s that, are told now they can start investing in real estate, because that's kind of what I know. I don't know crypto and stuff. But what type of liability do you think, or have you heard that the Fidelities will have, or what type of oversight will they have, or will this just be as when we are self-directed, we say, this is the deal, this is where I want my money to go, and that's where it goes. How would one normal lay person without the education navigate this type of investment? I guess
We're-
if I think about myself 3 years ago, not knowing anything, I would be really lost and not know the first thing to do.
But
So they're
now
going to
what can
navigate
you-
it one of three ways. They're going to navigate it one of three ways. They're going to look at it, they're going to confused, and they're going to do nothing. And that's perfectly fine. But I've got news for you. Every dollar that you have in your 401k plan right now is self-directed. You just may not have made the choice knowingly, but you've made the choice, you made the choice to put it into 401k, so you self-directed that. Number two, you've picked what fund you want it in, whether you want it all cash, bonds, municipals, whatever it is you want. You've picked that already. Everybody has. So choice number one is they may do nothing. Choice number two is they may come to people like you, Christy, and go, hey, listen, I know nothing. I know you're learning. What can you tell me? Where do I learn? What books do I read? How do I gain more knowledge? That may be what they do. Or they may, and that would be great, or they may go down the other paths that scare me, which is they may go listen to the siren song of the hucksters and the con artists, and we've already seen that. I'm going to throw some names out there. It could be the carbon capture, Eric Shelley 2.0. It could be some of the other stuff out there. Listen, I might step up.
Oh, you just said it. I don't believe it.
I don't care. I'm calling it what it is, I'm cleaning up MJ deals. I know I'm not the only person cleaning up
No,
MJ
you're
deals.
not.
Okay? They're out there. It's all about, do you deliver what you say you're going to deliver? Do you keep people informed in the meantime? That's all what's going on. So, Christy, I don't see any additional extra liability. I see some complexity at the big level, at the Fidelity Vanguard world, but they're gonna outsource it down to the equity trust and the Camel plans and the I plans and the Heritages and the UDirects and Advantas and all that stuff. They're gonna outsource it down. That's what they'll do.
This is going to change our conversations when you're in groups of people.
It
'Cause
will.
usually
Yes.
we've been focused our questions a certain way when we're looking for money. And now it's just adding in the touch of the 401k. That's all.
That's all it is. Yep.
And I want to thank Jeff and Jim. Thanks very much for putting this together. And Jim, just so you know, I was texting Jeff this morning when we were at the Nokomis breakfast. There was somebody there that was very interesting. And I was telling him all about him/her.
I love it.
So Bill Cook does know how to text. That's the important takeaway of this.
Every once in a while.
But don't
Yes.
call
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I want to thank you two for doing this because this is great.
I just
Hi,
put
Bill.
your link in the box there for everybody too, Bill. Because show your shirt. What
Now,
box?
this is you guys. Let's take
No,
the
this
top-
is friends.
let's
Come on,
switch
you're
the
part of
topic.
our community.
Stay to
Show your
top.
shirt.
No, this is the topic.
Lean back.
What box? Okay,
What
Bill, if
box?
you won't
I
do it,
just-
I will. What box? Tampa, Florida, September 13th
This is the
and
topic.
14th.
Come on, let's stay here, guys.
All right. Love it.
So,
Okay, who else has a
Buddy.
question?
yeah, questions.
Or we could talk a
Jonathan,
little bit
Is
about.
Jonathan still around?
we could
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about-
I'm here. I got a couple here.
Keep them
And,
easy,
thank you,
brother.
guys.
Don't go lost in the weeds, man. Stay out of the weeds.
No, it's not weeds. There's no weeds here.
Oh, come on.
I study your stuff. What can I tell you? So, what went through my mind is that we're going to automatically have a lot more accredited investors. Is that true?
We're going to have a lot more accredited investors that have more capital to move this way. Because we have a
Okay.
lot of accredited investors who have had their money trapped because they're still at the job with the 401k, and so they can't move that money into these other deals.
Think of
Now they're
like
gonna
I
be able
used to
to.
be an engineer. So there are millions of engineers across the country with 401ks. they're not accredited. They're not like millionaire engineers, but they're smart and they want to invest in real estate. They may have 1 or 200,000 per account.
So it's not gonna change people into being accredited. They're already accredited, they just couldn't use it.
They are
And then the
not.
next, right, or
Right.
not? And then the next question that ran through my mind was, will there be this tendency to convert into Roth IRAs because,
Mm.
because first of all, it's a taxable event. What is it, 12%?
Depends. It depends.
Right? So the government will probably like it. The advances of the world will like it. Are there going to be, because of the demand, some breaks because of the mass demand? Or do you think there's going to be something to slow it down?
I think that there's going to be the initial uncertainty. I think it's going to be like, it's going to be an adoption issue. Somebody's got to mute themselves. It's going to be an adoption issue. 2% will pick it up, then it'll grow to 4%, then it'll be 8%, then it'll be 12% at that point in time. So I think it'll be a slow rollout, and that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't want to
take
see
time. Say like Advanta comes in and connects with Fidelity. You got to think about all the technology behind that. That's a big opportunity for a tech company, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yep.
Think big.
Yep. So I see this executive order and the instructions to the Secretary of Commerce, Scott Bessent, who I think he's fantastic, and the Secretary of the Department of Labor to collaborate together to ease the rules so that people with traditional 401ks who have hundreds of thousands of dollars in those accounts and they're stuck with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs, that they now can move that money into private equity. They can now move that money into real estate backed loans. They can now move that money into cryptocurrency funds. I see this as opening up people to have more access to more things. Now, with greater freedom, with greater power comes greater responsibility. With greater freedom comes greater responsibility. Just going to say that, okay? Now, and I want them to get educated. I do not want people to be running around going, fire, 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 and then take the weapon out of the holster and think about aiming it. I want them to get educated. I want them to think and study. I want them to be like an engineer. I want to be methodical about this stuff. But I need you to understand, all 150 some people on this call, I need you to understand that you are a local expert. That means that you need to continue to grow your knowledge base. That means you need to continue to influence other people around you. You need to do those things to do both. Vineet, you want to unmute and we'll do your question?
Hi, thanks, Jeff. So I think you tried to answer this. This is more on the nuances of how this whole thing would work. So I'm trying to figure it out. I have a W-2, so I have an active 401k. So will I be able to do all these things in that 401k, or would I have to move that money from active 401k and still do it through my self-directed IRA? That's question number one. And then what are the checks and balances there will be, if we know that at this point, if we are able to do it directly from our active 401k?
I'm going to answer your second question first. I don't know what the checks and balances will look like, but we can anticipate the same rules that have governed IRA investing under 26 USC 4975 to still be there. I don't expect the rules to go away. I think we're going to still be playing tennis with the same net and same lines, okay? But I also think that you're now going to be able to do deals with 401k money like you've been doing with your equity trust money.
Got it.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And when does this become effective?
Don't know. The rules are going to have to be rewritten in the next 180 days. That's all I know. That's what Trump wrote, okay? And now, but I'm going to tell you, this is an administration that is getting stuff done. In 8 months, this administration has done more than it did in the previous 4 years it was in office. Think about all the
That's
things
true.
that they have done. We are in for an amazing, exciting 3 years and 4 months to go. I'm ecstatic about what's coming.
Have you guys ever seen Jeff Watson this excited? Anybody?
I can't I can't hide it anymore. I mean, it's just
I mean, you were pretty excited when we had lunch in Sanibel and you got those little beignets, but not this excited.
oh, mud bugs and Sanibel.
Mud bugs,
My
yes. We're gonna
favorites.
go again. All right, David Bindell. I told you guys we're gonna have fun. David Bindell, you can unmute if you have a question. Suzanne, you can go next.
Yeah, so I've got a question. Thank you. I'm wondering if this is going to make real estate syndication opportunities more competitive for filling up that 25% that's eligible for 401k investors to make.
Yes.
25% rule. So.
Yes. It's going to make it a lot more competitive. I think that now let me put it to you this way. Syndicators have an opportunity to pitch their deals to a larger audience. That means that the cream will rise to the top. That's what I think.
Okay.
And they're going to be in a situation now of, hopefully they're going to be able to they're going to have the ability to have to say, hey, we have to cut this off because we're at 24.98%. We got to cut it off here, so that we don't become a fiduciary duty to everybody as if everybody had an IRA once we go to 25.01.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
So
and also I'm curious. I know you just put out a self-directed IRA lending course recently.
Yes.
Is that something that's I guess well suited to a 401k investor as well? Or
yes. In one word, the answer is yes. And by the way, Vineet's in that course. So yeah, the answer to that is yes, because what I'm teaching you is how to lend, whether it's an IRA, 401k, HSA, or not even IRA money. I'm teaching you how to lend the right way. That's what Jim and I are going to be doing in October in Dallas, is teaching you how to lend the right way.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep.
Suzanne, go ahead. Oh, where'd you go?
You're muted, Suzanne.
I don't know where she
All right,
popped
here
over.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hi, everybody.
There you go.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Jeff. I may have had some of my questions answered by the last chat, but I wanted to find out, okay, so this is going to go into effect sometime in the next 180 days, correct?
The rules are going to be rewritten in the next 180 days.
Okay.
Now, when do they get implemented to become effective? We don't know yet.
Okay, but that buys us lenders time to expand our knowledge base and how we can explain to people who are not they have nothing to do with self-directed, they just have a corporate 401k. My next question is, does this also apply to 403bs?
My answer is yes.
Yay. Okay. And then my last question, which will probably come in time because it's kind of getting in the weeds, is does anyone know, or do you know how we would actually explain to people who are W-2 401k employees how they actually physically pull their funds out? Do they need to call their administrator and say, okay, I'm going to do this private lending deal with somebody. You need to send me money. I'm sure there's a lot of protocol and paperwork involved in that.
There will be a lot of protocol and paperwork involved with that. And what this is, please understand, folks, I want to be very clear for the recording. This is what Jeff Watson speculates will happen. Suzanne calls up Vanguard and says, hey, I've got $500,000 in my index fund. I want to take 100,000 of it and I want to lend it on this real estate deal. Wendy's buying this house. I want to lend it to Wendy. And the representative at Vanguard is going to be like, oh, well, Ms. Booth, allow me to refer you to the specialist that does that. The next thing you know, you're going to be clicked over and someone at iPlan, Advanta, Kama, who knows, is going to be on the line, and they're going to be like, Ms. Booth, we'll be happy. What'll happen is Vanguard will move your 100,000 over to a specialized account, and from that specialized account, you can then make that loan. Now, there's a lot more responsibility. The fees are higher. Let me walk you through that protocol. That's what I think will happen.
Okay.
That's if I've told my friends in DC, get me in the room. I'll walk you through this. Okay, I'll walk you through this. And I've told them this, I know how to do this. And that's exactly what I would tell everybody from the Secretary of Treasury, the Secretary of the Department of Labor, all the way down. Here's how we do this. Because it is a who, not a how.
That's a great
situation.
book.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Jeff, could you take a second and do a distraction to put the link to your course in the chat box?
I'm looking for that link right now, Jim.
All right.
And so if you could help me so where I can look more efficiently.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Quiet while I look, okay?
I got this. I got this. No problem.
Okay.
Tom Olson, can you unmute real quick? And Anthony, while he's looking for that, post your Dealmaker Henrico info into the chat too, if you can. I'm not sure where he went. Okay. All right.
I'm here.
Oh, there's Tom. How are you, Tom? So you've got a fund. What do you think the impact of raising capital for your fund would be, say, 6 to 12 months from now?
I'm excited to, venture down this trail. I think the devil's always in the details. And I think it's almost, to me, it almost seems like they've just created a bunch of self-directed custodians without the custodians, having any opinion on whether they wanted to be self-directed or not. So, my caution is kind of more from the headache that's going to transpire from each individual custodian out there. Vanguard's going to have a different process than Fidelity, and Vanguard's going to have a different process than anybody else out there. So, I'm excited about it. I think it's kind of like just a wait and see what the actual rules are, but I do think it's good to have these calls and these thoughts right now to kind of like get ready for it, start thinking about it, maybe have some, round tables with the older, bald or gray hairs in the room and, try to figure out, what our next steps are. So I appreciate you and, Jeff.
Yeah, well, Jeff
this.
thinks that like Heritage, Advanta, iPlan, Inspire, or whoever will end up connecting with somebody like a Fidelity.
And that makes sense. Yeah, I haven't heard that. So, but that makes sense.
That's a good perspective. I think it makes sense.
Hey, Tommy, who do you think's going to start advertising for this money? We're going to see people going after saying, I have this opportunity. Once you have this thing in place, who do you think will be coming after the money?
I think the first people will be multifamily syndications, and then probably funds and hedge funds that are doing whatever.
What about the crypto folks? Because they have a lot of money behind.
Yeah.
They're very sophisticated.
I'm sure they will too.
So I'm thinking because someone like me that's not involved in crypto, I don't like to brag, but I have cornered the doggy coin market back 3 years ago. I own like $20 worth. But anyway, someone like me that understands crypto is going to be valuable, but don't know how to really do it. But if I can invest in some sort of fund that's doing crypto, any clue what that's going to look like?
No idea, and I wouldn't do it personally.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Jeff does. Jeff's got some ideas on it. It would make it easier to invest in it. I don't like the idea of carrying a cold wallet and all that stuff either, Bill. So I'm more like you.
Well, if I can invest in someone like, let's say there's a Jim Ingersoll up there of crypto or something that they know their stuff, trustworthy, and they have tons and tons of experience at it. And let's say I'm newer, or let's say I'm 65 years old and I'm on the other side of the curve where I'm wanting to slow down or do things I want to do that don't involve real estate. I want to put my money with them because they're trustworthy and they know how to turn a profit. And it would make sense that those sort of people are going to want to put their money that can maybe is diversified from the stock market. And this
You guys are going to have to ask yourself why people who are crypto millionaires have not taken that out of their crypto and bought real estate. You have to ask yourself why they haven't done it. And then, and you have to ask yourself whether there's going to be, or there is a taxable issue because they're figuring it all out. You know, they're figuring this whole thing out. I don't know to what extent, you know, they have determined exactly how this will be done, but there's a reason why these crypto millionaires, and God knows how many there are, I don't know why they haven't bought buildings all over the damn place.
Yeah, I just learned, Bill, from my personal experience. I invested in one of those funds already, and it went belly up when the whole Luna thing crashed. So, me personally, I would rather just own the coins personally and pick the Bitcoins of the world and the, you know, the XRPs and the things that there's not very many super valuable real coins out there. You know, just go with the tried and trues, and
yeah, and John,
that's what my advice has been from other people, you know, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Right now I own 4 coins and that's it. So,
and
yeah,
know, I like what Jonathan said too. And Jeff and I have some friends that have, they're crypto millionaires, but they're also really big in real estate. And that was one of the questions I had was Jonathan's is, why don't you come out of the crypto some and then diversify into something else? In other words,
I did not mute you, Bill, but you got muted somehow. Derek Long, can you unmute? And I like your comment about chasing.
Sorry about I probably pressed the button. No, it's just,
yeah.
I don't know what y'all missed. But anyway, Jeff and I have friends who are crypto millionaires, also top-notch real estate investors out of Tennessee. And I've asked, why not harvest some of that? And they just see the play with crypto going much further. And I'm not a crypto guy because you can't put your hands on it. So when I hear crypto, I hear Beanie Babies. And I was around to watch, I was a door-to-door salesman when the Beanie Baby crazy was going on. And I just kept looking, they said, they're stupid Beanie Babies. What are y'all doing? But.
Good points. And Derek, if you could unmute real quick, I'd like to get your perspective, and then we got to close down here in a minute.
Yeah, well, I see Chris, he can also had a question. It looked like he had his hand raised, but all I did is I put a comment in there saying, stop chasing the shiny penny. Every single time I see people do that. Huh? Oh, you can hear me, Jim?
I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
But give me your perspective of the EO from a custodian's perspective.
So right now, there's no real good custodians out there that can offer crypto directly. Directed IRA actually probably does it the best.
I'm talking about Trump's new executive order on the 401ks and what's going to happen next.
Yeah, so on the executive order side, right, it's really pushing more, and they just called it for alternative assets, and they don't know where to label crypto. I know Jeff just did a class on some of this stuff, because is it considered an alternative asset? Is it considered a public asset? Right, because it is kind of publicly traded across not just the US, but all platforms. Alternative assets, the Congress really looks at as typically being small business and real estate, oil and gas. So where does crypto fall in there? You know, that's why they separate it out. However,
what do you think it'll look like, Derek, for the self-directed IRA custodians? Jeff made a comment earlier. He thinks they all just went up in value because they've
big time.
Some of them are going to connect with the Fidelities and things like that and be that outsourced partner. What do you think? What do you think's coming down the road?
Yeah, so I'm labeling it now. I want you guys to understand this is just a marketing term. It's not really in there or anything, but it's you'll hear a lot of the regulators and people that like write the code and stuff call it an IOA account or an invest only account. What will most likely happen is your current active 401k, you can do what they're going to label as an in-service rollover. Roll out the amount only that you have contributed to this invest only account. And self-directed IRA providers, all of them were on standby to be like, hey, we have these invest only accounts now, you know, where you can move that 401k in to buy your crypto, to buy your real estate, to buy or invest in one of those syndications, those notes, etc. Now, the reason they're going to call it that is because hypothetically, if you were fired tomorrow from your W-2 job, right? They don't want you to be able to, it's difficult to try to move, right, that 401k out if you're stuck in a syndication, right? And how's that money mixed in? And it doesn't look clean. That's why they're probably going to label these invest only accounts. So ultimately, all self-directed IRA providers are all biting at the bit and are super, super excited to do it.
I love it. Thank you. All right, Jeff, we got to talk a little bit about Dallas because this is the start of the conversation, but what we do in Dallas continues this discussion. Isn't it great to have a community like this where we can normalize discussions on hardcore private capital, guys? Don't you think? And
Yep.
I think it's going to be great. We have a lot of people signed up for Dallas already. But if you're not signed up, I think you need to get signed up like today because I did $150 off again just for this week because we're doing this. And I'm going to put the link in here, but there's also, oh, hey, Melanie, a pile of bonuses. And like I told Jeff, I said, why don't we just throw the kitchen sink at the whole community? So we've got like my 2 most recent ebooks are in there. Jeff's got a private lending book in there. We've got underwriting checklist. There's an AI GPT. I mean, so there's some AI stuff in there and the $150 off. Did I get it all, Melanie? I don't know where you went. There's so many people on
I'm
it.
here. I'd like to share my screen if I could.
Oh, well, have you guys met Melanie, my assistant?
She's
You guys should meet
fantastic.
her. And there you go. Danae, good to see you as well. I haven't seen you in a while. Let's do a deal together, Danae. It's been too long. Come on. Dealmaker Danae. I need to connect again. Oh, thanks. This looks great.
Here is our link where you can save $150 off plus a lot of freebies.
Yes, it's going to be really good. We had a team meeting yesterday. I don't know if Rita's still on, but Rita, Melanie, and Jeff and I were on Zoom yesterday. And Rita, if you're on, unmute. But yeah, I'm just encouraging our Dealmaker team to like stay on the edge of their seat and continue to make these better. After every event, I swear I get so many texts, Jeff, that say, is it possible to even make this like better? But like our perspective is, yes, it is. And yes, we will. Suzanne said, can you or I mention that 2 tickets are being auctioned? Yes, we are always giving away tickets to Dealmaker for Chair of the Love auction in Gary, Indiana in 2 weeks. And then as well. Yes, Sam, if you'll email me, I'll send you the bonuses as well, jim@elitedealmakers.com. Really, I would highly recommend you just go ahead and get registered soon. It's only 2 months away, Jeff.
It is.
It's like we're almost here.
I mean, I've already got my hotel booked. I've already got my airline tickets booked.
I'm ready to
going to
go.
be there. And here's the part that it makes this event so exciting to me. So folks, listen to me carefully. If you're on your iPhone, screenshot right now so that you can capture that QR code. If you're on a laptop, desktop, get your smartphone out and scan that QR code right now and get it. What's going to happen at this event is the first time it's ever been done, and I've been at hundreds of events all over this country. There is going to be a unique, exclusive session. And it is going to be exciting. It is going to be groundbreaking. It is where we see the Dealmaker community expanding and reaching out. And folks, this is the place where if you don't speak Spanish, you won't understand what's being taught. In that one session, if you don't understand Spanish, you won't understand it because it's going to be Spanish only for one session because there is a huge need to bring Dealmaker and good information on how to do real estate to the Spanish community, to the Spanish-speaking community. Hey, what you need, Ron? It's imperative that we do this, and Jim and I I'm so proud. Jim's on the cutting edge of doing this.
I'm excited about it. You know, we've got Dealmaker in Espanol, and Dallas is becoming a really large group. And then we got the one in Atlanta as well. So it's a big community.
Yep.
Brian, you're on the phone with Melanie. Melanie's on Zoom. I love it. Melanie, thanks for putting that graphic together. We really appreciate all that you do, for sure. So get signed up if you're not signed up. We've also got a replay recording of this that I'll send out to everybody. I can't think of any reason not to sign up, Jeff. Honestly, like the amount of bonuses are worth at least $500, and it's $545 to sign up.
So I would tell you the only reason I can think to not sign up is this. You're quitting real estate. Or you just won a Mega Millions lottery and you'll never need to borrow money again for all the deals you want to do for the rest of your life. Those are the only two reasons I come up with. I haven't heard anybody celebrating winning the Mega Millions, and I don't think there's any quitters on the call, so I think everybody else needs to sign up.
Hey, Jeff, you got to remember also, let's say you win the Mega Millions. You're going to have to put the money to work. You need to know how to lend the money out.
Yeah.
We were there in January. It was to become better lenders, not to get the money.
Well, yep, and we're doing the same thing. We're teaching both how to lend and get it. Yes. Yep. So it's going to be better than Orlando. It's going to be better than Orlando. And Jim and I have spent a lot of time focusing on how do we improve what we did in Orlando. And I guarantee you, we're going to do it again afterwards. We're just going to keep improving. It's
going to be great. Mary Hart's going to speak on scaling lending business, which she's doubled hers over the last 12 months. Comes down to processes and systems and things like that. It's going to be really good in all regards. All right. And then keep in mind, we got Dealmaker in March. Tom Olson's got one in 2 weeks in Gary, Indiana. Bill Cook's got Wetbox. And in late January, there's a cruise I'm going to be on. So there are a number of them you can choose from. I think if you're smart, you'll go to all of them like Bill Cook does. We all want to be like Bill.
Yep. We all want to be like Bill. Yep.
So let me see if I can.
You had two people with hands up,
Jim.
Jim.
Last two questions in, Jim, before we go.
All right, last two.
Let's get these last two questions in. Chrissy, and then I think Chris. So let's go with Chrissy Carl first.
Oh, she asked it in chat, but go ahead, Chrissy.
Hi there. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I am a private money lender and I'm starting a real estate debt fund, and I'm in the final process of like wrapping up my PPM. And I'm just curious, does this change anything? I'm still trying to wrap my head around this, and like, is there anything that I should consider before I complete my PPM?
I don't think it changes anything, because your PPM is going to be for people who already have 401ks, just solo 401ks. So I don't think you're going to have to change anything in your PPM.
Okay, and it's for accredited investors only?
Yeah, and I mean, if that's how you want to run your debt fund, that's fine. I mean, I think what we'll see with this democratization influence is that both accredited and not yet accredited investors are going to be able to do some of these alternative investments. That's what I think we'll see.
I do.
Okay. And if my PPM states that it's open only to accredited investors, is that okay? Or would they be, I'm just trying to figure out if I want to work with those who aren't accredited.
If it's your first one, I would say leave it the way it is.
Okay.
I would agree.
Got it.
Leave it the way it is if it's your first one.
Fill it up. Your next one will be easier to fill.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I kind of had an add-on question, and I think you might have covered, but I couldn't quite tell, is like, so will those individuals, I used to work for a Fortune 100 company. I'm thinking about like talking to former colleagues about joining the debt fund. And I'm trying to figure out, like, if they were to want to use their 401ks to invest in the debt fund, would they need to go through a custodian first?
One of two things will have to happen. Their either existing custodian that has their 401k is going to have to learn all the skills that the Advantage, the iPlans, the Heritages, the Camel plans, the equity trusts, all these other UDIRECs already have. They're going to have to learn all those skills, or they're going to have to go hire it out. They're going to have to do one or the other. I think they're going to go hire it out because they're going to go look at the who, not the how.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, Chrissy?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yep.
Congrats also, Chrissy, on growing your private lending business. That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Chris Heakin, you had a question?
I do. Thanks, Jim. My question is this, and we're all speculating, I guess,
Sure.
that funds will be able to be partnered between a Vanguard and an Advanta or an equity trust of using their self-directed IRA know-how, but the accounts would still be protected under 401k rules, especially with respect to, for example, prohibited transactions. Is that still the expectation?
Yes. Yes. We're not getting rid of the prohibited transaction rules. We're not getting
Not
rid
yet
of the Department of
anyways.
labor rules. Those rules are still going to be there.
Maybe on the next executive order.
Excellent.
Deregulate
That
everything.
almost makes it the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Well, think about it from this point of view. Think about it from this point of view. You're invested in what we call a large safe harbor 401k plan. And you decide to follow the wisdom of Solomon from the book of Ecclesiastes, and you take 1/8 of your investable assets and you go put it into a real estate syndication and a crypto ETF. And you've had massive growth in both of them. And it comes back into your safe harbor 401k plan. Those assets continue to remain protected from all predators and creditors out there because it's in a safe harbor 401k. What a huge upside that the solo 401k crowd does not have.
Love it.
Hey guys, I'm going to leave you with one thing here. I just put it in the chat. It's a bank called Milo out of Miami. They will take your crypto and loan you approximately a quarter of what you have in crypto in regular mortgage. Regular mortgage. It's an interesting play. They've been around for a couple years. And Jeff, I'm going to send you something that I did with the continuing education of the Bar Association on crypto and transactions with real estate.
Okay.
And I'm going to send that to you. Can check it out, see if you want to do anything with it.
And to my friend Penny that just asked the question, yes, Penny, there is a recording. I'll make sure you get the link. Jim will make sure you get the link. Glad you joined us from out there in New Mexico.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Good to see you, Penny. Thank you. Yep. Yes, we will get it.
The last thing I want to, Jim, I got so much more I could talk about. I'll just be quiet. I could go for another hour.
Well, maybe we'll do it again in a couple of weeks. Would you guys like to? We'll keep this series on private capital going. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to see Jeff so happy, isn't
Jim,
it?
Is this for deal makers only to join, or can I invite a friend or two that would appreciate it?
Invite friends.
Do they have
This
internet
is
access?
Just open Zooms.
If they got internet access, they're allowed to join.
Sweet.
Jeff, close this out. What are your final thoughts here?
With great power comes great responsibility. With advanced knowledge, like everybody on this call has, comes the responsibility of continuing to educate, staying informed, and doing good deals. Have we all done perfect deals? No. Do we all have some bumps, bruises, and blemishes? Oh yeah, you better believe it. But we all keep getting better. We all keep getting better. And so I'm going to close this out by saying we now, as a group of investors that understand self-directing to some degree or another, we now have a 6-month runway to get more educated, to get more knowledgeable, to begin talking to our friends about this executive order. This gives us credibility to go have this executive order. Google it, just Google executive order democratization. You'll find it. It's great. And share that. Start talking about it, because this is how you're going to build your own, what I'm going to call build your private bank. This is how you're going to build your private bank. When you can talk to people and say, hey, listen, do you want to have money in stocks where you don't know the CEO, you don't know if it's going up or down, or if you want to put money where it's in a recorded first lien position at 65% LTV on this house that I'm fixing up, with insurance coverage protecting you and title insurance and all that other stuff? Do you want that? Which do you want? Just let them think about it. That's where we can go with this. That's where we can go with this. Every one of you now has the opportunity to build your own private bank.
There you go. All right. Sounds good. Pete Gaines, how are you? Pete, could you unmute real quick?
Yeah, Jim.
Could you close us out in a short prayer?
Sure.
I'm putting you on the spot, my friend.
That's okay. I'm gonna pray what I believe now for everybody's on here, so don't get offended.
No, we don't get offended. It's okay.
All right, Father, we just thank you for this time together. We thank you for this meeting and the information being shared. We know that you want us to prosper, be in health, and as our soul prospers according to your word. And we just thank you for the opportunity to come together and get this knowledge and move forward with you in mind. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
All right, guys. Thank you,
Thank
Melanie,
you.
for getting that in there. Get registered, guys. because
Thank you.
This is a convo.
Thanks so
that's gonna
much for
continue.
sharing, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thankful for this community, guys. Have an amazing day. Isn't it great to see Jeff Watson so happy? High fives. He's going on vacation back to his happy spot in Palm Beach.
St. Pete. And the link to the self-directed lending course is in the chat. I put it in there. I'll put it in again. The link's in the chat.
Let's
Right
email
there at the
that
bottom.
too, Jeff. I'll email it to my group as well.
All
Have
right.
a great day, guys. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone
Peace.
who's with me in Inner Circle as well. It's good to see you guys again. We'll see you next Wednesday. Melanie, thanks for all your help. Have a great day, guys.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Take care. All right.